This is case study number 2. The article was called Welcome Aboard, but Don't Change a Thing by me, Chakati, Edo, Adnan, and Ekaterina. So Cheryl is the new CEO for the 94-year-old company Lakeland Wonders, which is a high-end wooden toy manufacturing company. She has proven to be highly competent with her success as the CEO for Lakeland Wonders client Kids and Company. So when Cheryl became the CEO, her goal was mainly to increase the profit, productivity, and efficiency within the whole company. And although she has great intentions for the company's growth, she's receiving many pushbacks from the older members of the team who are having a hard time changing their styles of working. So Cheryl has two problems on hand. She not only has to convince the team on board that her strategies are to drive up the profit of the company, but she's also expected to grow the company to meet the demands set by the stakeholders. So the question is Cheryl trying to elicit change too soon? Cheryl wants to take a contract to Bullseye, which is a mid-market toy company, and Lakeland being a high-end company. In order to fulfill this contract, will have to make these products with a low budget and outsource. Making these small changes will change their branding and also increase the productivity to meet a specific time frame. So the problem is Lakeland had no only now has to outsource, which they never did, and the senior managers are afraid that it would negatively affect the union negotiations and clash with their brand. What are some of the possible solutions? One is that Cheryl can change her communication style. So she wants to come in and change the overall culture within the company. She will have to use persuasive and motivational tactics in order to inspire the employees to act on her strategies. Currently, Cheryl is demanding the change, but she is not taking enough time to understand where the old employees are coming from. She needs to ensure that the employees feel seen and heard, and that will in return make them more receptive to her new ideas. And even if Cheryl fully disagrees with their styles of working, she doesn't outwardly have to show their opposition to it because her opposition is obviously bringing resistance. Cheryl should find ways to complement first what they are doing currently, then slowly add ways to improve functionality. Another possible solution is to find a middle ground, slow change. Making huge changes, if a majority of the team is not on board, may cost the company more than just losing a contract. Shell should find ways to keep some of the traditions that have been in place for 94 years, while at the same time implementing some of her new strategies. Another thing is listening, and listening should happen on both ends of the spectrum. Cheryl should also lean in more to the thoughts of the senior managers, but the rest of the employees also need to understand that Cheryl is no longer just a buyer, she is now a CEO, and the goals set by the board are completely non negotiable. Number 3 is establishing realistic goals and strategies. So the goal in hand is to increase profits for the new stakeholders. So again, each employee has to be aware that the goal set by the board is non-negotiable, and each strategy that they might want to implement has to be with profit in mind. Also, outsourcing and selling to a lower market will dramatically change their brand. Number one, their brand stands on the fact that they are made in the USA. So Cheryl should relook her strategy of increasing profits and also find other ways to get what they want without sacrificing the quality of their brand. Nina Aversano, who is a past executive of IBM, Xerox, and AT&T, believes that Cheryl should recalibrate the board's expectation. She states, yes, growth is needed, but the targets must be realistic. The growth at any cost mindset will be hard, disastrous for this company. Jeff Chang, who is an angel investor and a growth leader at Pinterest, also stated, Goals are a great tool to challenge the team to reach significant growth milestones and increase employee motivation. However, setting a good goal is important. For example, if a goal doesn't seem achievable, people may become demoralized and not feel motivated to reach it. So, what are our recommendations? Build interpersonal skills. Our recommendation is for Cheryl to change her communication skills. She obviously has a great mind and is a proven innovator. However, she lacks certain soft skills that may interfere with the growth of the company. The employees are showing passive aggressiveness and may say yes to her face, but behind her back are going against their plans. This is showing that they have discomfort with being upfront and direct about how they feel. They may not necessarily be resistant to change, but they are more resistant to how Cheryl approaches these changes. According to Indeed, the productivity of the company relies significantly on leadership's ability to motivate employees. An example, Cheryl making everyone's voice a part of the solution and to be heard. When the employees feel motivated and happy, productivity and profits are high. All in all, a motivated workforce is a productive and profitable workforce. And what are ways Cheryl can implement these new strategies? She can apply elements of effective teamwork. According to Deacon Code, there are 5 elements of effective teamwork, and in this presentation, we use 3 of them. Number 1 is communication. Cheryl can set up 1-hour meetings with each senior manager to review the monthly, weekly, and yearly goals and discuss as a team what are the best ways to achieve them. Cheryl can present her plan of implementation and also ask for feedback so they can also add on to the plans. Number 2 is efficiency. Cheryl should also find ways for each cross-functional team to collaborate so tasks are done in a timely manner. If Cheryl wants to sell to a lower market, obviously they would need to make the products more quickly, and building a strong and cohesive team will increase overall productivity. And number 3 is support. It is highly, highly important that Cheryl builds a tight bond with members of all teams. This bond will help build a strong team environment, which in return will help everyone work together when confronted with challenges. And these are references, and that is all for our presentation.